Good morning. I'm gonna give people just a couple minutes to get situated. This is VirtualPBX dash admin training. For our V console customers, we no longer have live trainings. However, um, you can find all of our support documents on this part of our website here. And then this advanced admin training, this covers all the training for any admins, basically how to set up all the features. For our Dash customers, and anywhere on the website, or actually any customer, you can click on the login link at the top of the page here. This gets you to the general login page. This is your Dash login link here. The web phone, this is for Dash customers. It does count as a VoIP device. The web phone only currently works on Chrome and Firefox on a desktop or laptop computer. It will not work on a mobile device or tablet. And then you obviously need to have internet connection. And then for our V console customers, your login is right down here. So here you need your email address, you need your password, and then lastly, your company name. And then here you are, your dashboard. So your dashboard is basically a snapshot of your current system. Users, these are your fully featured users. They have multiple device. They can have multiple devices, cell phone, landlines, VoIP phones, what have you. They have many features. These are people who are making and receiving phone calls. Below that, we have agents. Agents are specifically people for taking calls in from an ACD queue. They can only have VoIP devices, and I think the only feature they have is voicemail, and that's it. They're not really, with a VoIP phone, they can make calls out, but they're not going to have things like call forwarding or hot desking or having their own hold music, anything of that nature. Total devices shows devices you have on the account and their breakdown. Your main phone numbers. So these are numbers that are your main company numbers. So they're all going to route the same way. They're all going to have the same greeting. And these are your main numbers that your customers call. Your fax box number. This is for inbound faxes. And then your total numbers and the breakdown. Assigned numbers means numbers that you're using in some fashion. They're going somewhere on the system. Spare numbers means these are numbers that you have on your account. You're not actually using them. So basically, they're not routing to any place specific. And that's if you want to, you're holding on to a number for a special marketing campaign, for example, or you decided you wanted a block of numbers that were sequential, and you're only using the first couple, for example. The account ID, this is actually your account number, so you can always use that if in your communications with us. We actually don't expect you to rattle this off if you have to call into support or billing. We normally will ask you for your company name. The account realm, you use this for soft phones, non-virtual PBX soft phones, or setting up a third-party VoIP phone. And also it comes into play for faxing out. Caller ID, this is something you should set up on the account. This assumes you have a main number right off the bat. The company caller ID name, this is information that we would send out when you make an outbound call from, say, your VoIP devices. A couple things to keep in mind with the company caller ID name. Not every carrier supports this feature. So if a call happens to route through them, that caller ID name information isn't passed on past that carrier. Usually that's like a small regional carrier typically does not. if there's any kind of problem with the data transmission, so it gets corrupted along the way, or another carrier has a maintenance issue, if for some reason the caller ID name information doesn't get passed on, again, won't get it to the destination. And then the last caveat is if you're calling a device that has your phone number programmed into it. So you're calling someone's cell phone and they have your company phone number programmed into their cell phone, the cell phone's name is going to supersede anything we send, right? The device supersedes the incoming information. Excuse me. And then below that, we have your company E911 address or enhanced 911. So from VoIP phones, if you dial 911, this is the default information we send to emergency services. You do want to make sure this is correct because obviously if someone has to call 911, you don't want to send the first responders to the wrong place. You have hold music here. This is basically your default hold music on the system. You can upload .wav or .mp3 files. The main things to remember here is that when you upload files, you want to make sure that when they're recorded in mono, not in stereo. And currently, we're being told by engineering that you're limited to 1 megabyte in size. They are working on it because it should be up to 5 megabytes. So they're trying to figure out why that limitation has been cropping up. All right, let's go over to main number. All right, so main number, you can click on main number itself. You'll see your numbers designated there. Main thing to remember is the system always wants to have at least one phone number with the E911 information. Any number that doesn't, so like that 844 number, for instance, I can unassign without any issues. Since I already have ones with those. The little gear icon next to a number means you can set up the E911 information or caller ID information for each of those phone numbers individually. Also down here, add from spare numbers. So your numbers that you're not using, you can put in as a main number. By numbers, for like a new sign up, you don't have any phone numbers yet. This is the method that you would add numbers to your account. The system uses the term by. Don't have any phone numbers. Your account includes at least one, if not two, phone numbers as part of your plan. So that first number for sure, but possibly that second number, you're not going to be charged for it, even though the system is saying has that button that says buy. But for local numbers, you enter in an area code that you're interested in. So we'll try 310. Do a search. And it says, sorry, we don't have any. Now, for the area codes that have a 1 in the middle or a 0 in the middle, those are typically the original area codes that were created in the late 40s. And so, especially for ones like this one, 310, that's Los Angeles. So high population center. Los Angeles has many overlays now. So you don't expect it to be available. We can go up here. This is in the Bay Area. And then we have available numbers. You just click add, moves it over, and you can add multiple, obviously. And then you click on by numbers, and that will add it to your account. For toll-free, it's a little bit easier. You pick on the toll-free prefix you want, and then the system will show you what's available. Next up, we have office hours strategy. So by default, the system will start you off on 24-hour open office. Obviously, it doesn't work for everybody. And most customers choose to go custom office hours. Each day of the week, you put a check mark in front of it that you're open. And then you set your hours in 24-hour or military time. You leave any day you're closed unchecked. And then right here, you have an option here for lunch hours. So if your whole business is closed for lunch, you can just put the check mark here, and then set up your lunch hours. And that way your system automatically goes into lunch mode when lunchtime comes. Holidays, you can set your holidays in advance. One thing to keep in mind is that there's no year designation. So for New Year's, for example, it can be a little bit problematic. So basically, you click Add Holiday, single day, pretty self-explanatory. You add a particular day. So, oops. Right, choose the date. You're closed that day. You have a date range, like this Oktoberfest one. Again, your business will be closed for that duration. Now, because there's no year designation, doing a date range that covers New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is problematic. So for that time frame, we do recommend doing a single day for each. So New Year's Eve, you put an entry as a single day, and then New Year's Day, we do a single day. And then after that, you can do the date range. So if you're continuing to be closed on the 2nd through the 4th, you can just make an additional date range for that. Moving on. Incoming call handling, this is how your system is handling those main numbers. Basically calls, you can have it go right to the virtual receptionist. You can have it go to a user or a group, and then the virtual receptionist basically give a staff member a chance to answer the call. And then if no one's available, send it to the virtual receptionist so the inbound caller can adjust or enter what they want. And then this last option here, again, call can be answered by someone, and then you can send it to voicemail. This also has an option here. Oops, on this one. At the very bottom here, just skip it. Let's go send it right to voicemail. The virtual receptionist here, that is a link, and it will open up a little box. On the left-hand side is your main menu, basically what customers are going to press to get to people or groups of people. And you click on Add Route, and that allows you to create a new menu option, and then your options. You can have users, call queues, if you have ACD queues. You can have it go to devices, although not typically recommended. And same with media. So media is like a greeting file. So you're like, here's a message, and then the call will disconnect at the end of the message. Right. The reason for going to a device would be that you want it to ring to a device and then just disconnect, not go to voicemail or anything like that. Groups are ring groups, or a hunt group, basically a group of people you have waiting to take a call. And then lastly, you've got voicemail boxes, so people can just go ahead and hear a message and or leave a message. On the right, you have greetings, text-to-speech. You type in your script, and then it'll be available for playback. You can upload your own file, again, .wav, .mp3. If you have recordings already on the system, you can choose from an existing one. Recorded over the phone. This is referring to a VoIP phone already set up on the system. You call in from that phone to your main number, and then you enter in the PIN number, and then you record a greeting. If you already have a greeting in place from a VoIP phone, you can dial in. When you hear the existing greeting play, you can enter in the PIN, and then you can re-record. And then lastly, professional recording. They actually partner with another company called Snap Recordings. You go to their website and you place an order. All right, looks like no one who signed up has shown up. So I am going to go ahead and stop the broadcast because we're at 15 minutes in.